RoboCop. So if you didn't know yet, RoboCop is a remake of the 1987 masterpiece, which was about a good cop, Alex Murphy, who got wasted by a bunch of thugs and became the cyborg known as RoboCop. And you would think this movie has a really ridiculous premise, but actually the new remake, I really enjoyed it. I really thought it was gonna be bad actually because they included a black suit and it looked like the Dark Knight franchise, so I was like, what the heck? And I get it, about you guys, like, if you are one of the few who are hesitating on going to this movie. Because, like, I get, like, how if an R-rated masterpiece got reduced to a PG-13 movie, that would be a really bad move. But, yeah, it's like if they had Kick-Ass, took out McLovin, Hit Girl, and Big Daddy, and just had a fight between Kick-Ass and Frank D'Amico. Yeah, that would sound really lame, but clearly this movie is really good. It does a really good, solid story that the original one lightly touched on, which was that what happens when you merge man and machine together? Does the human rule over the machine, or does the machine eventually take over the human part? Like, I really like that. Like, the human emotions, like, the importance of them. It was a really good story. I really thought the 1980 ones did a good job of merging that with a bunch of comedy, which was really dark. And, but this one goes more in-depth on the story and leaves out all the cheesy parts. And that's a really bold move, and they really did a good job of putting the story. I really, really, really cared about RoboCop. Oh my god. Like, I was really rooting for him when, like, he lost his humanity and, like, he had to build it back up. And, like, his family, too. I really liked how they were concerned about him, and it was really good because I've never, like, really bought that much into a character besides a few other exceptions. And yeah, this movie was really good on the story. It was really emotional, and it had a really good depth into it. I think Jose Padilla or whatever really spent a lot of great time on this story. And throwbacks, or if there were not that many of them, they were really subtle. So do not whine that this is like not as good as the old one, because if you walk into this movie with that mindset, you are clearly going to be disappointed. So walk into this movie thinking that, well, this is just going to be another movie with a really good story, and it's not really going to hold up to the original RoboCop, but if you enjoy, like, a really good story from start to finish, well then, yeah, this will definitely satisfy you. However, the cons of this movie are, the action sequences are not that exciting. Like, what I would say for Batman Arkham Origins, the same thing happened. Like, when they take out someone really major, it should feel like an accomplishment on the inside, but it didn't. Like, this guy that caused RoboCop to become who he is gets finally defeated by RoboCop. You're supposed to feel like he achieved something really great, but you really did not. And the other thing was, either it was my theater or it was for every other RoboCop, but every time when they got into a fight and there was like multiple gunshots, it almost blew my eardrums out. So it probably is just because our theater just likes to put things like 400% their volume. But you can leave a comment below if this happened to you guys too. So aside from the audio and like the lackluster action sequences, I think RoboCop was a really good masterpiece telling of a great story of man and machine. And yeah. So walking to this movie, like, not expecting as good as the original one, but walking to it thinking that it's gonna be just like a movie itself, like a standalone one. Yeah, so that's about it. See you guys later.